Stars of the Democratic Party have been the subject of seemingly endless fawning media coverage. When we say fawning, we mean fawning, treacly. Now, two candidates running in competitive races in Florida and in Georgia are consumed with pretty serious scandals. That's something you probably didn't read about in the latest Gushing magazine profile of them. We'll bring you up to date anyway. Consider first the case of Andrew Gillum. He's the socialist Democrat running for governor of Florida. He was the mayor of Tallahassee. He was confronted about free gifts he received while he was mayor during a debate last night in Florida. Watch this.
You went to a Broadway show with an undercover FBI agent. You went to Costa Rica with these same lobbyists. And guess what happened? The lobbyists that wined and dined Andrew, they got a $2 million grant.
My wife and I take vacations, and we pay for our own vacations. I didn't get anything in life for free.
Did you pay for Hamilton?
Then he ought to check himself.
Well, Andrew,
Why?
did you pay for the
You
trip?
had your time, I will take mine.
Because you won't answer the question.
I will take mine.
Right. The question is, did you pay for the Hamilton ticket, or did the undercover FBI agent pay for the Hamilton ticket? Did you pay to stay in the villa in Costa Rica? Where are the receipts? You have not proven that you paid for anything, and that's the problem.
So here's the direct answer. I don't take free trips from anybody. I'm a hardworking person. I know that may not fit your description of what you think people like me do, but I worked hard for everything that I've gotten.
Your description of what people like me do. Okay. But what about the undercover FBI agent? And did he give you free tickets to Hamilton or didn't he? Well, Gillum explained that asking questions about FBI bribery investigations is, needless to say, you know the answer, racism. Many Florida voters seem to agree with it. They're at least unbothered by the corruption allegations. Gillum leads tonight by nearly 6 points in the Real Clear Politics polling averages. Meanwhile, in Georgia, in the governor's race there, another Democratic all-star, Stacey Abrams, admits to burning the U.S. flag, the flag of the state of Georgia. Watch.
26 years ago, as a college freshman, I, along with many other Georgians, including the governor of Georgia, were deeply disturbed by the racial divisiveness that was embedded in the state flag with that Confederate symbol. I took an action of peaceful protest.
So you don't like the flag, just burn it. Well, in the current era of political harassment, it should be no surprise that Democrats like Abrams are unashamed of their radical past. She openly admits she once opposed, among other things, free markets. Here she is.
We can educate bold and ambitious children, but our fundamental responsibility is to take care of the least of these, especially when the least of these are working families who only want a little bit of access to health care. And I am sick and tired of hearing about the free market being the solution to this problem.
Well, there was a time, like about 25 minutes ago, that burning flags and attacking markets would be enough to sink a candidate in Georgia, but not this year. 2 years of anti-Trump fever on the left has encouraged increasing radicalism in the candidates, and that's why Abrams seems okay even with illegal immigrant voters. Watch this.
Blue wave is African American. Yeah! It's white, it's Latino, it's Asian Pacific Islander. It is law enforcement. Yes! It is veterans. Yes! It is made up of those who've been told that they are not worthy of being here. Yes! It is comprised of those who are documented and undocumented.
So the undocumented are now participating in our elections. Federal crime, whatever. Lisa Booth is a senior fellow at Independent Women's Voice, and she joins us tonight. Lisa,
Hi,
thanks a lot
Tucker.
for coming on. So the Gillum race seems interesting, especially interesting because there's this addition of apparently an FBI corruption investigation into the middle of it. What is that exactly?
Well, there's actually two investigations. So there's a state investigation into some trips that Andrew Gillum took, and then there's also this FBI investigation. But the reason why all of this has come into the fold in the media as of late is there's this document dump about 150 pages basically showing that Andrew Gillum has been lying about accepting a Broadway ticket to Hamilton, which he had accepted from an undercover FBI agent. And that's what these documents demonstrate, is that he did knowingly take this ticket from a guy named Mike Miller, who was the undercover agent, who he thought was, a business guy who was looking to do a deal with his city when he was mayor. So that's what we know now. And then we also...
But wait, I just want to point out, just to warn our viewers, that Andrew Gillum has explained it's racist to bring that up.
Well, right. And if you would look at our very, storied history in the country of people of all different races coming under fire in investigations for corruption, corruption knows no, race here. So I think this is sort of an excuse he's trying to use. And look, he's with the big problem with the FBI investigation is he's saying that he's not a target, but we honestly don't really know that. And if you look at one of his close friends, this longtime lobbyist, Corey Adams, he is at the center of the FBI investigation, and so is one of his businesses, or a couple of his businesses, and one of them, which Gillum was on the city commission that voted to approve the deal.
So one of the reasons that we're also upset here in Washington about Russia hacking our election is that foreign nationals aren't supposed to be influencing our political process, period. It's actually against the law at a federal level. Stacey Abrams is saying she wants undocumented as part of this process. Has she explained what she meant? Does anyone care?
Well, the problem is, I mean, look, Democrats keep trying to say that, they're not the party of open borders, but all you have to do is go back to, a speech that was released with WikiLeaks with Hillary Clinton in 2013 talking about her desire for open borders. You have people like Keith Ellison walking around with shirts saying that he supports open borders. So it would not be a surprise that, this is sort of the, would not be a surprise that Stacey Abrams would be trying to say something like this.
Yeah, it's just, there's a difference between saying open the borders and then saying that people here legally should be playing a role in our political process. That's reserved for citizens, I thought.
It is, Tucker, but also remember the fact that Hillary Clinton gave a voice to undocumented illegal immigrants during the DNC convention. So, does it really surprise you that much?
No, it doesn't at all. And that's where this has always been going. Of course, you're absolutely right. But it's still surprising. Anyway, Lisa Booth, thank you for those updates. We appreciate them every time.
Thanks, Tucker.
Midterm elections less than 2 weeks away. Democrats have raised unprecedented amounts of money, really historic amounts. There are also historic levels of voter enthusiasm among Democrats, and the party hopes that all of that will propel a metaphorical blue wave. Only one thing stands in the way at this stage: the quality of some of their candidates. It's low. Consider law professor Katie Porter. She's a Democrat running for Congress in a basically Republican-leaning district in Orange County, California. The Washington Free Beacon has published documents that Porter submitted to a progressive activist group, and those documents show she supports the creation of something called the Department of Peace Building, dude, as well as reparations for African Americans and lots of other left-wing ideas that most people think are stupid. In Arizona, meanwhile, Democrat Kyrsten Sinema, treated by the press as a real candidate, has lost the endorsement of the State Troopers Association after the members revolted against her candidacy. Sinema has been caught faking key aspects of her biography. She has also called her state, quote, the meth lab of democracy. Welcome to Arizona, and said on a radio show in 2003 that she did not care if Americans joined the Taliban. She's a lot of fun. Lisa Booth is a senior fellow at the Independent Women's Voice, and she joins us tonight. Lisa, thanks a lot for coming on. So first to this candidate in Orange County, California. Is she in step with the voters of this district, would you say?
No, she's absolutely not. And that's what's so crazy about the fact that this race is so competitive, because as you mentioned, this is Orange County. Clinton did win the district by 5.4%, but this has been a traditionally Republican-leaning district. However, Katie Porter says that Elizabeth Warren is her mentor. This is someone she admires. You go to the list of endorsements on her website, it's Emily's List, Planned Parenthood, anti-gun groups, every progressive organization you can think of. So she is absolutely out of step with her district. She wants single payer. She supports Bernie Sanders' single payer system plan that would also give health care to illegal immigrants. She supported California becoming a sanctuary state. So you just go through the policy that she supports, and it is entirely inconsistent with the district that she's seeking to represent.
Can you be a lot more specific about the Department of Peace Building? Would there be a peace building SEAL team that would go out and create peace by force? Or did she put meat on those bones?
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a very dangerous group to be a part of, though. So unlike the SEAL Team 6, where, you go through rigorous training and, I don't know.
Standards are lower for peace building. Okay.
I think so.
So it seems like a big deal in the Arizona Senate race for any professional organization or union to withdraw an endorsement this close to an election. How did this happen with the state troopers and Kyrsten Sinema?
It is a big deal because this is the thing. She's been running on the endorsement to kind of bolster her law enforcement and also on immigration issues, essentially border security. So this is a big deal for her. And what happened is the group put out the endorsement and then found out that some members were not so happy about it. So now they're deciding to be neutral in this race. And I think the border security issue is really big because Kirsten Sinema has also been part of this group called No More Deaths, where she was part of a group that helped and aided illegal immigrants in trying to cross the border. And this group has said about U.S. Border Patrol that they engage in a systematic torture. So this is a group that's been very critical of border security, and she has also compared illegal immigrants' deaths to that of or troops dying. So this group's been kind of wacky, and she's supported it in the past. And clearly what she's been trying to do is run from all these comments that have come back to haunt her as she's been trying to position herself as a moderate in this Senate race.
Yeah, those remarks comparing the deaths of illegal aliens in the desert to our troops in Iraq really were pretty far out. I don't think that we're shading those or taking them out of context. That was pretty unbelievable. Well, Lisa Booth, thank you. You've been on this for us, and I appreciate that, and I hope we'll see you again next week for more updates.
Thanks for having me, Tom.